Eeyore may be gloomy, but he does not have anything on my lazy sidekick. Look who is helping me. I use that term loosely. Helping me work on Eeyore's snout. Hey guys, Shara. Last little bit, goodness, that light was bright. Sorry. Last little bit on the Pooh Little Buddies questions about doing this Eeyore. Again, not my pattern. It is a Leisure Arts pattern. I'm sure it's probably still for sale somewhere. However, there was a question about sewing together the end of the muzzle. And when it is crocheted, you end up with a piece that looks kind of like this. And they tell you to do the wrong sides together, sew it. I believe it's wrong sides together. Let me see. Let me verify that. I think I would have done this first, right? Sorry. Yes, with the wrong side facing you, fold open the muzzle so that it lies flat, matching the stitches with the long end, sew closed and secure the end. So they want you to do it like this and sew it together. That does not work for me. I do not like the seam. I don't know if it's where I'm using yarn or what. I preferred, first I laid mine flat, wrong sides pressed together like this, and then I did it kind of like this, and I said, okay, if I'm looking at this donkey, his nose would kind of be rounded here, and then this would be his mouth kind of flat here. So I took my needle, and I'm going to turn it sideways just because my hands work better from this direction, guys. And I went in the, you'll see here, I'm hoping I've got this close enough you can see my single crochets, the double loops. I went in the outside loop and over in the outside loop here. Sorry, I got my extra tail caught in there. There we go. It's like, what is that? And I kind of did the same thing, working my way across this and very carefully adjusting my stitches as I went, so that when I finish, and this does have a slightly odd dip in it because you have 12 stitches on one side and 10 on the other. So this one I kind of caught. That tail is in the way, guys. So anyway, when I finish, and of course I take that back to the inside to work off my, to do my knot and work that off. So this is what you end up with. Now I used this line when I go to do my embroidery. I use this line as my spot for lining up his mouth. I do it with, I'm using worsted weight yarn, and I do it with double strands of yarn backstitched. And this gives me a good line to start working his mouth over and bring it around the corners. And I preferred, when I sewed it on with, however it fell with the thing lined up is what I did. but I used this actual line that we created with this seam. Right now I'm drawing a blank because I don't have the gray actually on here, but goodness, and I can't remember. Let me see. I don't remember, but anyway, this line that you created here, which you can actually, I hope I have it close enough that you can kind of see. You can barely tell that it's there. It looks like it's just flowing with the rows of the single crochets. But this gives you a good line and a pretty good base for running those back stitches into to get it started. So that is literally how I did it. Now the directions do say to do it on the other side. I found though, you see how this is what it creates on the other side, and I found that it did not lay smooth on the front. It didn't create the look I was looking for if I did this in the opposite direction. So that's what I did, guys. Right, wrong, or otherwise, that is how I seamed up Eeyore's muzzle. Thanks for watching, and at the end of this, right after this section, I'm just going to include a little bit that shows how the finished Eeyore looks so you can actually see this sewn on him and with the embroidery. Okay guys, I'm going to try to get you a little better up close of Eeyore. This is an 18-inch ruler, and you can see he's coming in between 14 and 15 inches. If I had to do anything over, I think I would have sewn his eyes closer together. But ask me if I'm taking those things off and redoing it, and the answer is a resounding no, this girl is not. This is his snout with the embroidery on it. And you can see he is a plump donkey. And his ears are lined with a darker rose color. This mane, guys, I think it's like 276 strands of 4-inch pieces of yarn. Took a while. I did slightly alter my layout. They wanted this curving S. My OCD self kind of more evened it out to suit me. I started out following their directions and I just didn't like it quite as good. Then, of course, when you come down, here is the little tack on his tail. Because I am making this for a slightly younger child, even though it will sit on the shelf for a while, I went ahead and double tacked this down. Oh, I also did the same thing with his ears. I used my tail, and even though they're crocheted in, I also sewed them down for a second because I kind of feel like a child will pull on the ear. Oh, sorry, can't talk. Pull on the ears. And then, of course, here is the bow on his tail and his little pom-pom tail, which I actually did the same way as I did his mane. And let's flip him back around, poor Eeyore. So this is our Gloomy Gus Eeyore. Hope that sun's not too bright. I deliberately opened up the curtains and blinds so we could see good. So that is Mr. Eeyore finished, and I've already had a request to make another one, but I've got a few other things that I need to do first. So anyway, guys, that's how he turns out when you make him with 4-ply yarn, and I believe I used an H hook. So thanks for watching, guys, or what is it Eeyore says? Thanks for noticing. Bye.